Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to god bod. And after all that, he reclaimed his title as the one and only Thor. Oh, spoke too soon.
Jane?
Hello, Taika. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
First of all, congratulations on the movie. Second of all,
I hated it.
This...
Congratulations on making a shit movie, asshole.
Second of all, so there's a scene near the start, which to me was very Mad Max Thunderdome, where you list out to the kids all the terrible things that have happened to Thor in the previous movies. Is it fair to say, out of everyone, Thor maybe deserves the happiest ending because he's had a rough go of it?
He's had a really rough go of it, you know. I think, you know, Black Widow's had a pretty hard life.
Sure.
Thor had probably worse experiences for longer. So, yeah, I think if anyone deserves, like, a break, it's definitely Thor.
There is a scene in this. There's a number of scenes in this. First of all, again, congratulations on essentially breaking the internet with the Thor butt trailer. But there is I don't want to get into any spoilers whatsoever, but the post-credits scene, I think when people see that, a lot of people are going to lose their minds because it means so much potentially for what's going forward. Yes. But is that like a direct hint of what to expect next? Like, do you have a say
I'd like
where
to think
that's
so.
going?
I'll be honest with you, that wasn't like, I have no idea what Marvel are doing next. I have no idea what's in Kevin's head. I wanted to show, you know, without spoiling it, I wanted to show Russell, you know, to show, like, you know, because I really it was important for me to show that he's like, he survives and that he's like, you know, he's going to go on to hopefully be in other films. And then Kevin was like, well, then we should put this character in. And that, I was like, damn, you guys have got like you're opening up a whole new thing now with all, you know, these characters from, yeah, because all those characters again, obviously, are from the, you know, the comics and stuff, which are awesome, and just to kind of like, so suddenly like start introducing that stuff is sick.
It's very exciting, and I think it's testament to Marvel that they can cast these people. Like, you have superstars in this, like Christian Bale coming back in, and you have very interesting casting additions, like the person we don't want to spoil necessarily. But in my eyes, it's almost par when Marvel announces a new director coming in to direct something in the MCU, where it's like, oh, that's interesting that you've got this person in. Is there any director out there that you love, that you're like, I'd love to see them come in and direct something in the MCU?
I don't know, the Daniels probably.
Oh yeah.
You know, for the most exciting ones for me. Janixa Bravo is another one. Yeah, I don't know. Like, when I came in, a lot of the fans were like, who the fuck is this guy? He's going to ruin everything. And that kind of like really made me like quite happy to hear that. I was like, yeah, who am I? I am going to ruin everything. And then I was like, oh, then maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe I should try and like really, you know, like ruin everyone's expectations of what these Thor films are. Because, you know, those first two Thor films were great, but like, I can't do films like that. You know, they're sort of a bit too dramatic for me, and I can only sort of do what's, you know, in my wheelhouse or the things I'm interested in. So I've really concentrated on like going like, I will do my best to make the fans proud and to make them like understand that there are different ways of telling a Thor story.
And just one last question, if that's okay. One of the things that the Thor movies have really landed for me is that you get some exceptional comedic performances out of performers that people might not necessarily think are funny because we've seen them in such a specific way. And as I'm calling from Ireland, and you've recently worked with Michael Fassbender, who's one of those actors who's fantastic, but maybe people don't realize he can be very funny.
He's one of the funniest people I've ever met. He's hilarious.
That's what I was going to say.
He's so good at improvising, so quick, and he's also like, people don't realize this about him. I think he's got like a photographic or whatever the equivalent is of like knowing lines of dialogue from movies. Like he can recite almost entire movie. He can recite the whole of Caddyshack. Where does that come from? You know, he's like, he just knows. He does all the characters and stuff. Like he just knows all of this stuff, and he's just very quick. So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he did. We shot so much great, funny footage on this Next Goal Wins film, and you know, and like, I'm adjusting the character so it's like, yeah, he can't be the funniest thing in the film because it's sort of, you know, like, there's a balancing act with all of these films, but just so everyone knows, like, you know, he was like the funniest person on set.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Taika.
Cheers, mate.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick. Oh, you flick too hard, damn it!
Shall we help him? Then eventually. Great.